Hello, my name is Caleb Young, and I did my presentation on the Antonov AN-2. Okay, so brief introduction. The 1946, shortly after World War II, the USSR Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry needed to replace their old Polikarpov PO2s, which is the plane up here on the top, which turned into one of these down here, the Antonov AN-2. It was designed by Oleg Antonov in 1947, which had its first flight in 1947. He had Antonov himself. Antonov was the chief designer of the Antonov Company from 1946 to 1984. All right, production. So the Antonov AN-2 was produced from 1947 to 2001, making it one of the longest produced aircraft in the world, actually. Over 18,000 planes were made. 11,000 were made in Poland. It's about this factory up on the top. China also has its own aircraft. I don't know how to say that. The Shijiazhuang Y5. It's the exact same aircraft, just different name, which is this down here. Uh, uh, Apart from Poland, it was also made in the USSR, Kiev, and Ukraine, and East Germany. So, looking here, the plane has a 4-blade constant speed propeller, has a single engine, 1,000 horsepower, 9 cylinders, has a capacity of 12 passengers or 3,300 pounds. It has a conventional landing gear, which means it's a tail dragger. It has a 2,000-pound fuel capacity, about 312 gallons, has a max speed of 139 knots, a cruise speed of 100 knots, a service ceiling of 14,500 feet, a max range of 525 miles, and it has no officially published stall speed, which is kind of crazy. So, like in the manual, the POH, it says that like stalling, there is no really stall characteristics when it stalls, which is weird. Uh, Typically, what I've heard is that if it exceeds a stall, the critical angle of attack, it doesn't really drop. It just kind of parachutes down to the ground, which is pretty fascinating. Uh, Uses, well, it was originally intended to be an agricultural plane, but it does a lot more than that. It does firefighting, air ambulance, cargo, and passenger transport. Uh, it was designed to have a really low short field takeoff and landing. That's why it is a biplane, because it has extra lift. Um, Here's the crop dusting variant. Have the passenger carrier. Aeroflot, the national carrier of the USSR at the time, uses these planes for short and medium distance. There's a ski variant. And behind me, my face is a North Korean Antonov AN-2, which they still have 200 of them operating today. One advantage of the Antonov AN-2 for military exercise is that it is really slow and it can fly really low, which means it can actually go under the radar if it wanted to. So it's pretty scary, actually. In the United States, the AN-2s are restricted to experimental classification, which kind of sucks. That was the FAA's decision. They did this to most of the airplanes that came from the collapse of the Soviet Union. Despite its limitations, there are several AN-2s residing in the United States. There's one I found on FlightAware. Pretty cool. If you want to look it up yourself, here's the tail number. And yeah, here's my sources. Cool. Thank you.